And welcome to another episode of the Sputter Games. I am Dave, or DM Dave as I'm known around these parts. You can find me at Dave's World Games on Instagram, or just hit me up at Dave Spath on Facebook. I am pretty interactive with my followers, so check me out. I love talking to you guys. So we have been for the last we're on our third week now of going through Dungeon Crawl Classics with our guest GM, the adventurous DM Dominic Cucci Main. I don't know your last name, and I'm not going to dox you that hard, since we were just joking about doxing offline. That being said, we'll get to introductions for the rest of the cast of the crew. But yeah, Dominic here has been leading us through this exploration of Dungeon Crawl Classics. And man, this is one, I mean, I want to say fucking duh when I say this, but this is quite an adventure. Right? The game itself, and of course, we are playing role-playing, adventuring games, so one would hope that what we are playing identifies as an adventure. But no, I mean, in particular, this style of gameplay has been very, very different. I appreciate you running this for us. I'm sure the rest of our players do, which we will also introduce here in a second. But I've just been sitting here talking about Dominic. I'll let you introduce yourself, Mr. Adventurous GM, who we met through being professional GMs together, and you came on the show. So I've definitely enjoyed you bringing your own little spice to this show. So I appreciate you. Welcome, and welcome back.
Hey, it's me, the Adventurous GM. My name is Dominic. You can find my Instagram, Kung Fu Panda Malang, but probably my most important internet footprint is on startplaying.games, where I am the Adventurous GM. And yeah, it's been... Dave said that we met through being professional GMs together, but to give him a quick shout out, he actually kind of showed me the ropes of how to navigate this world and get my first clients and stuff. So he's been immensely helpful to me, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, thank you.
What else? Not to get too political, but Kendrick Lamar is absolutely rinsing Drake.
Dude, oh my god, I'm sorry. I don't even think this is political. I think this is just stupid. But no, the first thing that came to my mind, y'all watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah,
right.
I
remember when Charlie and Frank, they're trying to come up with a song, and they're because they found out that some guy was they were doing there's a kid diddler or something, and then Frank is we absolutely have to make sure that we put in the lyrics that we don't diddle kids, that we do not approve of diddling kids, and it's like
bigger than my daughter, older than my wife, something like that.
Right, and it's like what's the quickest way to make people think you diddle kids is to write a song about not diddling kids. Drake is an idiot. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. Is come on, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's this rap beef is probably some of the most joy I've gotten from an outside source of pop culture entertainment in a long time. So thanks for that, guys. And I don't know, other than that, off we go. I've really been enjoying playing with these guys, jamming for these guys. The players are awesome. So let's have everyone else introduce themselves so we can jump back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys take care of your own introductions as I go try and figure out where the fuck I put my vape, because I am not sitting here for 3 hours without nicotine.
All right, well, hey everybody, I'm Nagatsu Seiken, otherwise known as Eric or Naga. You can find me on just about any social media under the moniker of Nagatsu Seiken, Nagatsu11, what have you. Feel free to hit me up. I'm happy to answer any questions. And, hey, join our Discord.
Well, thank you, Nagatsu. That's awesome. Yes, please join the Discord, Sputter Media. I'm Vexen. I have no social media presence at all, but I will give you another fun fact for this week. I have worked blue-collar jobs my entire life, and the first time I ever set foot on a job site, I was 6 years old, and it was back when Take Your Kid to Work Day was still a thing. And my dad thought it was a good idea to take a 6-year-old to a construction site. I'll let you guys think what happened. It was pretty bad.
I would have been on Hog's Heaven. That sounds great.
Oh, it was fun as hell for a 6-year-old who got to cuss and spit with the old guys. But when they broke out the beers at lunchtime, that's when things got a little wiry.
Those were the days. A couple beers in, and some guy with the gray beard hands you a nail gun. It's like, go crazy with this kid.
Oh, I did, and that's exactly what happened. I'll kick it over to the lovely Bailey, if she's ready, of course.
And I'm back. But yes, Bailey, please.
I'm Bailey. You can find me on Instagram at FloralGypsy25. I don't know about anecdotes and things. The Drake and oh my god, I forgot his name and I'm
Kendrick
on his side.
Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. Battle. is
How do you
phenomenal.
like seriously? How do you take Drake's side in this whole thing?
I mean, I can say though that I mean, not to stick it in my intro, but Dubby is delightful.
Oh, I was gonna kick it over to you for the I was gonna kick it over to you for the corporate overlord spiel anyway.
Do you want me to do it now?
Might as well. I'm sipping on my Dubby. I am
Dubby
drinking
is a
the fruit
Fearless energy
punch.
drink that's made from the coffee fruit extract instead of coffee beans, and it comes in a powdered form. It's easy to mix in. It says to mix it with water, but you can mix it with seltzer if you want to, or juice, or really Sprite, like any kind of delightful thing to make yourself a beverage. It's awesome. A lot of us use alcohol with our Dubby these days. They have a hydration drink that's phenomenal as well. I
just gotta say, like, you can mix it with whatever you want, but you're probably pushing 10 if you go ahead and mix it with Four Loko.
I mean, it's just unnecessary.
That hurts my soul.
I would not try Dubby with Four Loko.
And
yeah, like a good LaCroix, or I really like Boobly. I'm a big Boobly fan, but you know, sometimes when the store is out of Boobly, I'll go for the LaCroix. But yeah, I like them flavored seltzers, and they're really good for just adding a little fizz to your Dubby drink, and then just top off the shaker with whatever water you need to fill it up.
oh yeah, that's good point, sir. They sell shakers and jugs to go with your Dubby too, in all kinds of colors with all kinds of designs.
Matter of fact, I highly recommend getting the starter pack, which gives you 4 sampler flavors and a random shaker. And I have like 4 random shakers just from getting sampler packs. Because and then I just give out the samples to people, but I keep the shakers. So,
Eric, will you drop that link for our viewers?
Absolutely,
Already
please.
done.
Thank you so much, sir. and of course, the reason why we make a point to share some of this stuff with you, our own experiences, is because here at Sputter Media, we are not promoting any product that we do not use ourselves. So you are actually getting an endorsement, at least from me, Bailey, and Vexen, who drink the shit out of it. I'm trying to convert Eric. Eric's a little slow on the uptake. He hasn't really gotten into the Dubby yet, but I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
I can safely say that the hydration for strawberry banana is fantastic.
As one of their best flavors. It's kind of sucks
Oh,
that
yeah.
they don't have the caffeinated version of that one.
I agree. I don't need any more caffeine because even though I do drink Dubby, I drink probably more caffeine than most people drink in their entire lives in a year. So I like the hydration because it's something to come home to and to chase vodka shots with and keep myself hydrated throughout the night.
Making sure you're not hungover the next day. Yeah, they
There
don't
you go.
advertise this as a use for their product, but it works.
We're adults. We drink it. We have reasons to drink it. It definitely beats out a Gatorade, that's for sure.
Oh my God, yeah, no, for real, like Gatorade, not even close, man. So thank you for that. We already did our corporate overlord. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. We gave the shout out to Dubby. That's what we did. And Vexen, want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Beat you
Oh,
to
I
it.
already did.
Oh, you already did. Who are we missing then?
Do it before I did.
We're done. We're
Oh,
just ready
okay,
for the
we're all
recap, sir.
God damn it. Okay, cool. Well, before we get into the recap, which I am not going to volunteer because I am not missing any hit points. The only one that I've got missing hit points is dead. So I'll definitely kick off that opportunity, dibs to somebody else. But before we do, again, I want to hear your guys' thoughts about the game in general. Like, not like a full-blown review, but like, what are some moments in the game that have really made this feel like a game you do enjoy or don't enjoy? Obviously, we want to open the table to that if there are any negative statements. But I want everybody to kind of, what are some of the things about this game that are really standing out? That's probably the best way to phrase it. What are some things in the game that are really, really standing out? I want to hear from each of you. And I'll go last. Let's Eric, how about you go first?
All right. I actually cited it as a star last week that I left for Dominic. That I absolutely adore the ability to just fuck around and find out. And
Yeah.
last week in particular, the thing with the mirror, I mean, yeah, I had to do a roll for it, but the point is, it was a viable strategy. It was something I could do that kept the character safe while also contributing. And I absolutely love doing that.
And on that same note, I fucked around and found out I dove straight in there and just like had a character drop to his knees and pray to God for salvation to see if that would do anything to help. And I died.
Yeah.
So
It did
that's a
help you,
lesson to
though.
you kids. That's a lesson to you kids. Dropping to your knees and praying to God will get you killed. Every
Hey, guys,
time.
don't lie.
Are you saying don't be a cleric?
Hey, the dice don't lie. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I think you could call Igor Mortis a martyr for how he went out, though.
I mean, I will give you that.
Yes,
Yes,
very useful information to his team.
I will say that. Yes, the graveyard at whatever town we were in, I don't remember. Will be renamed the Igor Mortis Cemetery or some shit, right? Like, oh man, he really gave himself for his job.
The Igor Mortuary.
Hey, I don't think that Solaire's dead. I think that he's still kicking. He's just fighting the void.
Okay, yeah. Bailey, what are some standouts? What are some things that have just really stood out about this game from you?
I love how simple the stats are and like how simple just picking your alignment is. I kind of enjoy the fact that it's only lawful, neutral, or chaotic are your options.
Uh-huh.
So you kind of have to stick with it. You have a widespread boundary, but at the same time, you kind of know exactly what you are. And I love how fast-paced the actions are.
All right. I love it. I dig it. Kicking it over to Vexen.
Okay, so I really, really enjoy a lot of the seriousness of this campaign. And I don't mean like confronting a villain and having a cool monologue. I mean, if something's going to kill you, it's going to kill you. And I miss that level of lethality to most games that are coming out now because, as everyone knows, Rigor Mortis dropped to his knees and prayed, and the Black Pudding, I would call it, ate him, regardless. I walked up, the ground collapsed underneath me, I failed to save, and I fucking died.
Yup.
I love that lethality to a game, especially with a level 0 filter, because it definitely sets expectation that if you do something that's not fully thought out and you're not capable of, there's a very real possibility you're going to die. It's not, I have fire resistance, I'm going to go wade into the volcano and try and find this mystical ring that should be like 2 feet from the surface. It's, oh, I'm dying as soon as I get within 5 feet of the lava because the heat is so hot it's going to kill me.
Right.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
dig that, and I want to say to piggyback off of it, not enough, and I'm sorry, I might offend some people out there listening to us, but I don't think enough. I think a lot of players nowadays, a lot more of the modern day players, it really is kind of like a symptom of the 5e generation, I think. And like I said, I'm gonna get hate mail for this one, but not enough players know how to deal with character death, right? You know, like I get it. You put all this effort into this character that, and you might have even done some really cool artwork for it, and you've written this like 3-page backstory, and then he gets crushed by a boulder at level 2, and you and players just I will rage quit the game because their characters died. And I remember literally being in a game where I had to roll 3 characters in one day in a single session. And because I just kept getting killed. But you know what I did? I rolled another character. I brought a new one in, and then that one died, and then I rolled another character, and I brought that one in. Because that's the game. Like, just because your character dies doesn't mean your story is over. You still get to tell a story. You're just doing it with a different character.
So to piggyback off that, I had a DM when I was just out of high school whose requirements to play in his game, this was back before the internet had options,
Right.
but he would require a 15-page background
Fuck
for a level
that.
1 for a level 1 character.
You know
you had
what
to
I-
explain how you got all your proficiencies. You had to explain how you got your class. You had to explain why your background was prevalent in the way it was during
my
those
God.
15 pages.
So
That
here's-
character died 5 minutes into the session, and I had to build another one during that session.
Well, hopefully you didn't have to do the 15-page backstory in the middle of the session. Jesus. No,
I did not, but I had to submit it before the next session.
Oh God.
Which was the next day.
See, here's the problem with that. And I was a high school English teacher for 7 years, and I've read a lot of shitty essays. And if I ask you to write an essay, I'm going to read it. Like, that's... I don't want to read your 15-page shitty backstory. I don't.
Amen, brother.
I don't. I mean, don't
Amen.
get me wrong. All I need from a backstory from a player is what is your motivation for being with the party, and how can I get you some kind of like direct story hook, something that really relates to the core of the story, so that you are motivated and engaged. Those are the only 2 things that you need. You just
Yeah,
need
a
a
paragraph to a
motivation, and a reason for fucking being with the party. And I want to say that's a really key thing that a lot of people leave out in their backstories, because you get those like emo lone, like, oh, I'm an emo loner, I hate working with a team. And guess what happens? That character
They
just hate,
dies.
or causes somebody else to die, or something like that, or worst case scenario, they just like have no interest in the story and just bounce, and then you're out a player because they did not have a stake. And that's what a backstory needs to address, is your character's stakes. And that's what's missing. You don't need 15 pages to give me your stakes.
I totally
That being
agree,
said-
and it was
Yep.
a lot.
You don't need 15 paragraphs. You maybe need, 3 paragraphs. I would say even that is pushing push. I already.
I
used
just
pushing
tell
to
people.
I shouldn't overuse that.
I
expression.
just tell people at this point, I need bullet points. I need bullet points. I want at least 2 NPCs that you have interacted with that are prevalent in your life. I need a couple things for yourself, and then a couple things for motive. That's all I need. I need like 7 bullet points. That's it. That's all I need. If you want to go into more detail, that's cool. I'll read it. But 7 bullet points and answer a couple questions. That's it.
And that's where it comes down to. It's that's cool. I'll read it. But damn, you didn't need this much.
I do want to say, if anyone out there with social anxiety who loves the creative writing aspect of their backstory is like, oh my god, am I annoying everyone with my 15-page backstory?
No.
If you enjoy writing it, by all means. But if you don't enjoy writing it, by all means, do not.
Yes, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Right? If you enjoy writing it,
For
do
sure,
it. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to hamper anybody's creative process, but I do want to, I'm already reading a lot just to run a game. Even if it's a game that I wrote myself, I write it so that I can read it later. Anyway, so that was, I think that gets us around the table to everybody, and I get to say my favorite thing, and I'm glad nobody else said this, and that's why I saved it for last, as we transition to our table and get into our backstory. I just wanted to say how much I love this artwork. This artwork is my childhood, man. This is just nostalgia overload. The maps, the characters, the backdrops, everything just feels so AD&D, man. And I think that is the thing that really attracts me to this, is that nostalgia bone that it's tickling for me, this game. That's what's really standing out. So, that being said, who wants to do the recap? I ain't missing any hit points. I got 2 full gonna die characters still, but they're full.
All right, I will volunteer. Bunce is missing 1 hit point. However, I don't want to volunteer to regain Bunce a hit point. I want to recap for Bailey to get a hit point, if Dom is okay with that.
Yeah, sure. Your hit point to dole out as far as I'm concerned.
I dig it.
Perfect. All right. So we started off last session entering into the courtyard, during which we discovered that there was a very large well. There was a doorway, and there were some vines along the wall as we came in. We entered in. We did a quick search around the courtyard. We saw the horse. We saw the dead knight of Gorhan, where Solaire and Rigor Mortis, or Igor Mortis, I think it was Igor.
Igor, yeah.
Had to dig a hole. Solaire went over to the horse to check and see if the horse was able to be healed, whether or not it would be worth it for the horse to be healed. We decided it was not, and we put the horse out of its misery. Very quickly afterwards, Gojo decided to start, pilfering all of the loot from the horse and corpse, which Solaire was like, hey, how you doing? Let's get a little bit of that going around the place. And Gojo didn't agree, so we compromised, and Gojo got to keep 70%, and I got to keep 30%. So, full good. Everyone was happy. Afterwards, we did a little bit of searching around, a little bit of snooping. We found a door that was locked, and Eli decided to go look over there, and Igor Mortis decided to walk into this other room, found a ton of loot and an altar. And as he walked up to this altar, a giant black ooze erupted, and combat was initiated. Some movements were made. Igor walked up, I think you made a successful religion check to the god of death.
Yes.
And heard something that told you to use the chalice, I think is what it was called.
I think it was
a chalice, or what is
Censer.
Censer.
It's like the incense
Censer,
ball
that's what
on
it
a
is.
chain.
Incense, yeah, the thing that Catholic priests swing around when they're doing mass.
I don't know what
censor.
the smoky thing is called.
I don't know. Hey, that's exactly. I'm giving this
No.
from Bunce's recollection, so that's exactly what he's thinking. I don't know what it's called.
That was a joke from one of Christopher Titus's specials. Y'all know I'm a Titus fan. I don't know what the smoky thing is
good.
called.
So he heard this and shouted it out, "Use the censor!" and then began to pray very intensely as the black ooze consumed him. Then
there's like nothing left. There's
Eric,
like not even a body to bury, right? Igor just got straight eaten.
yes. And then one of Eric's character, not Gojo, the other one, I can't remember his name. I apologize. There's a lot of different character names.
It's all right.
Used a mirror to light the ooze on fire, and at that point, one of Bailey's characters ran into the room and started looting because why not? You know, it's the name of the game. You know, use everything to your advantage. What? I'm getting to that. So during that, Solaire ran in heroically to try and distract the ooze from eating Igor, and attacked it, and then didn't help, and Igor still got eaten. Bunce ran in afterwards while Eric's character is still lighting the thing on fire with the mirror, and Bailey's character is still looting. During all that time, eventually Bunce goes over, grabs the sensor, and starts wafting the smoke at the giant pudding, getting hit several times in the process. Not dying, though came close. And eventually it subsided. We looted the entire room. Then Dave's other character, not the rogue, the other one, I can't remember the name, I apologize.
Hans.
Hans climbed up the wall and found where the beast folk were hiding behind the door that Eli was so carefully, meticulously inspecting. I think he found some bubblegum at some point, but I can't remember.
It was stuck
he
to
gets
his
distracted.
Shoe.
He was looking at his shoe the whole time, didn't see the door. Saw them there. The DM politely requested we did not interact with the Beastmen this session because the DM had somewhere to go. That was a part of the session. I remember that. After the battle commenced, loot was distributed. People were given chainmail and traded things. I believe Hans has a set of chainmail from one of Bailey's characters, and Solaire was given a piece of chainmail that was thrown over him by Bailey's character because he was on fire. Viola, the minstrel, threw chainmail on Bunce because he was on fire. Bunce gave that to his brother, Solaire. Solaire decided to walk over to the chasm to look at it, and at that point, the chasm collapsed, and he is now fighting the eternal void, wearing his shiny new chainmail as it plunges deep, deep below. And that is roughly where we left off.
If I may, real quick, just because, you told about your character's death a little bit, I just want to say one thing about Igor. He is grateful because one thing he's worried about all of his life is that there would be nobody to bury him when he died because he's the only one who does this fucking job. So he's grateful that he was consumed, and therefore he doesn't have to worry about not being buried.
So his prayers to the god of death were answered.
They kind of were. But yeah, awesome. There we are.
So I'm going to say the way that Viola getting her hit point back manifests here is Bunce Gray kind of sees Viola holding her arm in pain. I can't remember exactly how Viola got injured. I think from the ooze. So maybe, a bit of kind of tar is burnt onto her arm. And
it was actually from the first episode with the plants.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's more of a traditional wound then. You got stabbed or smashed by something, and Bunce is kind of dressing the wound and telling you, like, he can see Viola's pretty distraught. I mean, being 1/3 of the way dead is a pretty serious issue, and Bunce is kind of telling her tales of his life on the streets and how he's overcome so much, and to keep her spirits up because this is just a mere day of suffering, whereas some people are subjected to a whole life of it, and this story is Viola's doing a couple things as a minstrel. She's kind of recording some of Bunce's tales of being a street urchin to turn into poems later, but
One time I
also
sat on a toilet and I got chlamydia. It was
Viola's
bad.
What did you get her?
I got her crabs.
I wonder if I can make this into a comedy song instead of a tragedy.
I mean,
yeah, one way or another, Viola's spirits are lifted enough by this to push onward through one more point of damage throughout this adventure as she has healed a hit point. Um, and before I get into setting the scene for you all to start playing in, just a couple of things. I got like the star from Naga that you really enjoyed the mirror thing, and I want to give you a star right back for that because that is totally the spirit of this game. Like, you used a starting item that you had, you noticed that this thing was flammable, you thought sun, ray, boom, maybe I can light this on fire. Totally in the spirit of not fighting fair, using everything you have for any possible advantage. That was awesome, and I loved it. The other thing I want to address is, as a reminder to the audience, I'm still learning this game as well. It's actually my first time DMing it. So a mistake that I made is, it says in the rulebook that anything you do untrained, you roll a d10, and that peasants are only trained in their starting weapon. So I assumed that means they would roll a d10. However, as I was looking through the rules, finding ways to make the dice chain relevant for level 0 characters, I noticed that actually an untrained weapon is just -1 dice. So you all actually have a d16 to use the manufactured weapons you've been finding rather than the d10 that I originally thought as you go one down the dice chain. So that is something to consider moving forward. You're significantly better with those weapons you've been picking up than I thought, and I apologize. And if anyone was screaming at me through the screen who's a Dungeon Crawl Classics player, I double apologize to you. And with that, let me set the scene. So the peasants have all gathered around, licking their wounds and taking stock of their situation after this brutal battle with the flaming tar ooze, and watching their friend Solaire Gray bravely walk to the edge of the chasm only to be swallowed by it. Hans has reported that the tower that is barred from the inside to the southeast is chock-a-block full of beastmen, including one larger beastman that he can assume is their leader. There is a well to the northwest, and then past that well is a ruined wall where there's several blocks of wall kind of Jenga on top, like fallen Jenga tower over there. The chasm still exists to the northeast, and the courtyard as well is quite large, and has yet to have a thorough once over or anything like that. So the tower of beastmen looms over the peasants as they stand in a circle. Their 12 having become only 9, deciding what they would like to do next. Also, there is a charred strongbox here that you all recovered from the burned, the charred ruins over there that has yet to be opened. It is locked.
Where's Reggie?
hiding.
Reggie! Where are you lousy git? Open this box. You know how.
What do halflings have in the way of being able to open shit?
Well, when you get your first level, when you go from level 0 to level 1,
Which
you
we
will
have
get an
still not
assortment
done
of
that yet.
correct. You would get an assortment of thief skills, among which is open lock. Until that time, you're still, it has to do with your profession. So if you were a locksmith in your past life before beginning adventuring, you would be able to roll that with a d20. Uh, and as is tradition, you can also try forcing this thing open, of course.
All right, Reggie, come over here. I'll show you how to open this.
Oh, he will stand back and watch.
Bunce will use his ability to break into things as a beggar trying to find warmth in the winter to attempt to open this lock.
Okay, yeah, so
Yo-
I see that as being an agility check with the d20. I think
Ooh,
that as a guild beggar, you definitely would have some experience picking locks and stuff.
all right. Let's see what I get. That's a 0. Now you see here, Reggie, you gotta do not this. As I
Gojo,
realize I'm using a shovel to try and open a lock.
Not Gojo. Dopey is going to walk up and offer you use of the shoehorn.
Oh, nice. Go ahead and try again, Bunsen. Give yourself a +2 bonus. So, all in all, just a d20.
I think that Biolage is trying to offer me also her iron spike.
I was
Nice.
gonna wait till other people were done talking to offer, but yeah, Biolage would pull out an iron spike and be like, "Whoever thinks they can, break it open with this, you're welcome to try."
Okay, with the shoehorn and an iron spike, we've got kind of a great value set of lockpicks here. So Bunts, try it again, and let's use the dice chain. Go one up the dice chain and give yourself a +2 here. So the way you can do this on your character sheet is, I believe, Control click on ability, and then click the +1D in the dialog box that comes up, and then hit the plus twice on, and it will change the agility there. But that should get
Oh,
it done.
cool.
Should have been +2.
No, I had a -2.
So with these tools and the skills you have as a beggar, you are able to pop this thing open, and inside you see 3 cones of incense that clearly are meant to replace the one in the censer that just burned down.
Oh, that's good to know. See, Reggie, this is what you need. Real tools. A shovel doesn't work as good as an iron spike and a shoehorn. Thank you, by the way, Biolage and Dopey. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys are both very helpful.
No worries.
And here's a chest everybody can look around. Hans, we got a chest if you want something.
What is in the chest?
3 cones of incense that clearly are meant to fit perfectly into that sensor that Eli currently has.
Fuck. Sorry about that, Hans. I didn't mean to tell you because it's... Do you want the sensor? I hold it up with a questioning look on my face.
I mean, Hans will take the sensor and the incense until we figure out something to do with it.
I mean, I'll use it. It's a weapon. I can hit people with it. But if you want it, I mean, it smells nice.
I mean, it probably serves a purpose. We may not know what that purpose is right now, but for the moment, I'll hold on to them.
All right, I will give the item. I'm done trying to remember the goddamn name.
The sensor.
I'll have Eli give the golden sensor to Hans. Are you coming down from the wall, or are you staying up there?
I think I came down, didn't I? Where am I?
You came down, but you guys had the grappling hook and ropes in place to climb up again with ease.
Yes.
And as a
Okay.
reminder, the god of death did whisper in Igor's ear before he was consumed by fire, that to take the sensor and use it to calm the agents of chaos. So you have
So,
some hint as to what it does, at least.
well, the agents of chaos are these beast men, right? Or it would be reasonable to assume that the beast men are said agents of chaos. So, if somebody wants to open this door, whoops, sorry, I meant to ping.
No, I muted.
Um,
Actually, I think if we have Eli keep a hold of the golden chalice and just have him like stand there with it burning, since he's not really good for anything else.
I mean, I was
Eli, but
thinking.
it's true.
I was thinking Hans, being the brave, dumb, pally-style idiot that he is, being lawful stupid, would hold the sensor himself. It's his hunch, and I don't think he would put somebody else in jeopardy on his hunch.
Bunce pulls out a hammer and says, "Do you want this instead?"
No. I want to go calm the agents of chaos like Gorhan told us to.
I think this would help calm them just as good as a golden chalice. But you can have the golden chalice. I'll give it to you. That's fine.
In the meantime,
And it's a sensor, not a chalice.
Here's a short sword. Eli walks up to you and just hands you a golden chalice, a sword, and a dagger. He's just like, I don't know what to do with these. You can have them.
Cool. I'll take them.
In the meantime, does anybody here have oil?
I do not.
Ooh. No, the person who just fell down a chasm does.
Yeah.
Did.
It does.
That would have made a wonderful Molotov to drive them out.
Well,
Sir
If-
DM, could you transfer the dagger, golden censer, and short sword to Hans from Eli?
You can request trade other.
Oh, I can, actually.
Absolutely.
well, if
Request
somebody is
trade.
willing to open the door for Hans, then there's a trade, and I don't have anything to trade though.
No. It's just I'm giving you the stuff from Eli's inventory, so
Right,
you don't have to
but-
keep deleting and adding.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Eli. There we go.
I'm getting something from Bunce, it says.
No, okay, that's not. Where are you at, Hans?
Down low.
Ah, I see you. Okay, hang on. Sorry, trying to figure out the mechanics of this. Okay, here we go. Request trade. No, not from Bunce.
Man, the camera is
Here we
frustrating
go.
me today.
Okay, there we go. Now it should work.
All right.
There we go.
Now it says,
Dagger.
yep, there we go. Dagger, golden censer, short sword. And the short sword, is this better than my pitchfork?
I don't think so. I think Pitchfork is like the goated level 0
Yeah.
clearer.
Yeah, nope. I deal a D8 plus 2 with the pitchfork, but just a D6 with the short sword.
Oh,
That would
wow.
also be +2 because of your strength. It just doesn't auto update. But the biggest difference is you roll a D20 with your pitchfork and a D.
Why is the dagger
16
minus
with
2?
your
Is that because it's an agility?
Yes.
I can't use strength with a dagger?
Should be -1 though if it's agility. Maybe because you inherited it from. So the weapons don't auto update to your stats. So if you took that off someone's body who had -2 to
Oh, that
strength,
makes sense.
Yeah, because it should be +2. I don't think it's
And
agility.
then the
to hit
short
with.
sword should be +2 also, yeah?
Yeah, and the sensor as well. Anytime you're whacking someone with something, you'd add your strength.
Excellent. So yeah, if somebody wants to open that door for Hans, Hans will light the sensor and start waving the smoke and possibly knocking skulls with it. Who knows? All they said was use this against the enemies of chaos. It didn't say how, but I do think at least lighting the incense will be important. Whether or not whacking them with it will be.
Okay, and as a reminder, this is an iron door barred from the inside. However, you guys, it is not in good condition, as everything in this keep is not in good condition. You have not tried brute forcing it yet.
I think
Buns
Hans
would
would be
like to.
willing to try that, but because
Hey, Hans.
I think he is the strongest one here.
Hans, I have an idea. Instead of bruising yourself, why don't we try the old foxhole tactic?
What you
Let's
want to
smoke them out. Build a fire at the door?
Or if we can just make a hole in the door just big enough for the sensor smoke to go inside.
I don't think I have anything strong enough to go through iron.
No, it's a door barred with an iron bar on the other side. Still a wooden door,
What
right?
if they have bows?
No, the door itself is iron.
Well, he said it's iron, but it's not. It's in disrepair.
Yeah, it's iron, but it's like rusted and warped and has seen better days.
I mean, Hans, if you want to charge it and it doesn't, and the door busts open, absolutely go for it. But if it doesn't bust open, I don't want you to hurt yourself. We can just set it on fire. Smoke makes everyone cough. I don't care how bestial you are. It makes everyone cough. Run at the door. If it works, awesome. We kill everyone in there, or die trying. If it doesn't, we set it on fire. Wait 5 minutes, they'll come out. Works every time, especially with rats.
So I like your plan. But I have some suggestions to modify it.
Okay.
What is the ground in front of the door made of?
This whole area is basically overgrown, scrubby grass.
Okay. So Igor was consumed, but is his shovel still around?
I think someone took it, yeah.
Yes, Buns has his shovel strapped to his back.
I will ask, where's that gravedigger's shovel?
I have it. Would you like it?
All right.
Here you go.
I'll take the shovel. I'm not going to add it to my inventory. I don't need it in my inventory, but I'll just take the shovel for using right now. I'm going to start digging a hole right in front of the door, and I'm going to ask everybody, grab all the dry brush and leaves and grass and twigs and sticks, everything you can find, but the drier the better.
All right.
Tie-Dye feels extremely confident in gathering brush and dry supplies for this, so she will take the most cowardly job.
Okay, and yeah, of course, you guys find enough for a substantial fire in this courtyard.
And is it any? Do I need to roll to dig a hole? That I
No.
just want a hole that's big enough for. I think you see where I'm going with this. For smoke to get under the door and start filling the next room, and then, but very specifically, when we start putting the dried brush and tinder and twigs and stuff in there, at the very center of it, I'm going to put one of those incense cones in the center of the fire so that it is also sending the incense in there.
Okay.
But you said I have 3 cones.
Eli,
I'm only using 1 for this.
Eli will grab a bunch of dried stuff for you, but Buns, knowing that living on the street and having to build fires, will grab a bunch of wet stuff and set that aside from the fire, so that if Hans wants to add that to the fire at some point to add more smoke,
Yeah, because it's
he
smoky.
can.
It'll be smokier. It just doesn't light as well. Correct.
Exactly. And he'll gather that from around the well, where obviously there's going to be more moisture in that area. Maybe some moss from the inside the well, or some greenery from around the well.
And Gojo's going to raid that little altar area for any pews or anything like that that might be left.
Okay. So yeah, you guys, you've made a pretty significant stack here of dry goods to get the fire going, some more wet goods to get it smoky, and you execute this plan. At first, as the smoke goes in, you hear a little bit of soft coughing and some beastmen murmuring and some strange language. It almost sounds like common. It almost sounds like what you speak, but it's not quite there. It's like a weird pigeon of common and something else. And then they get more and more kind of frantic with these noises over time.
I would
At
like
some
to wait outside the door where I'm at,
Buns
outside
is-
the door, and I'm getting ready to fork anything that runs out.
Buns has his sling ready, just so everyone knows. He has a rock set up in his sling, and he is getting ready, or he's starting to spin.
Reggie is
Once he
still
starts hearing the coffee ripping up.
Reggie is still hiding behind the dead horse or whatever the hell this thing was.
Yeah, horse.
Yeah.
horse and a horse, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys I'm giving you the surprise round. Clearly, what you're communicating to me here is you would like some sort of surprise round type of thing. But what's going to happen? You hear a much deeper, guttural version of this pigeon, like and the large one comes stomping out with this this beautiful torque that has skulls on either end around his neck, and he's kind of waving frantically, and three of the beastmen in there come up with him. However, meanwhile, including the maggoty and the vulture beastmen that you saw before, as well as a beastman with iridescent scales and the head of a lizard will be known henceforth as Rainbow Lizard Beastman.
Rambo Lizard
Okay.
Beast Man.
Rainbow, but Rambo's funny too. Also, you hear the frantic coughing voices of the beastmen down below start to just kind of get very chill, and they will unbar the door and kind of slowly walk out of the smoke, rubbing their eyes.
Do me a favor,
And
don't
look-
move anything right now. Ah, damn it, I had it.
Sorry.
Yeah, the camera's being stupid. Unless I do directed, it's not letting me do it remotely from the stream view. But what I can do is get the camera set up where we need it, then disable the camera, and we will be in the right spot for the combat. Yeah, sorry, OBS is just being stupid right now, or the stream view in particular. Oh, as soon as I put it to disabled, it put it back to the center of the damn map where I didn't want it. Ah, stupid. Okay, so never mind. I gotta set it to directed and just be on top of the fucker constantly. That's how it's gonna be.
What a pain in the butt.
I don't know why. It was working fine. It's just not letting me do any of the camera control from the stream viewer. That's the only problem. But it is letting me control the camera from the VTT itself. But the problem is, when I do that, it also reacts to you. So, is what it is. I'm just going to keep fucking it. Yeah, just do your rolls. I'm sorry.
The first beastman that comes out is a snake-headed beastman. The next one that comes out is an ant-headed beast man.
And you're randomly rolling these, right? I'm asking for the purposes of GMing and whatnot. Like, you're just making this stuff.
Yep.
You're just adding these on the spot. These were not specifically pre-selected. Like, this is what's in this room.
Correct. I just thought this would be more fun. The large one is specifically a goat, I do believe. Much like what's pictured on the art there. The rest are what you see when you hover over them. The snake, the ant, and the salamander all come out, just kind of slowly saunter out, take a look around at all of you who are gathered around with pitchforks and slings and stuff. They don't seem particularly aggressive at this time. However, I do need everyone to roll initiative. And remember, just the highest one from your crew, the highest initiative from your crew.
Ugh.
Where do we find initiative?
On your character sheet, it is to the right of your hit points.
Can we add people to the initiative order? Because it's not letting me roll my initiative when I click on initiative.
I had to right-click
There we
my
go.
character and toggle combat state.
Ah.
You go over to the swords.
Oh, I wasn't in the combat tracker either
Oh.
when I did that. Okay. Oh, now I am.
There we go. Okay, cool. There we go. We got Eli, Hans, Gojo.
Okay, so as discussed, first you guys will get a surprise round, and then we'll jump into the first proper round. So what are Hans and Reggie going to do using the element of surprise you guys have gotten from smoking
Hey.
out these? Also, everyone give me what the heck's a perception check? Intelligence check, I guess. I don't know. You know what? It's not even necessary. You guys, the chained up bodies that surround this tower, you do hear some coughing from them. Many of them have passed away. However, a couple of your fellow peasants inside the tower do seem to have some life in them, although the smoke is probably not doing them any favors, as you hear really belabored breathing and coughing coming from inside the tower. And now, Hans and Reggie, you guys are up in a surprise round.
Did you want everyone to make an intelligence check out of curiosity?
No, I changed my mind. I don't think it's
Okay.
it's obvious enough that no check is needed here.
Okay.
Okay, so Hans, like I said, he's getting ready to fork up anything that comes out of the room, and there is something coming out of the room. So I'm going to target this thing nearest to me. I think.
Okay.
Did I target? There we go.
Yep, there you go.
And then I am going to pitchfork. That is a 14, and it hits Beastman according to the combat tracker here.
Indeed.
Cool. So damage to the Beastman. Minimum damage.
Okay, well, I've got good news. As he walks out, and you just hear a disgusting crunch as you puncture through his ant-like carapace, and you pull the pitchfork out, and he falls down dead.
And then Reggie, I don't have a, he only has a dagger, but could he just like pick up a rock and throw it?
Sure, we'll call that. I'm gonna give you the untrained, obviously. So let me just add a
Skipping rock?
Just add a rock to your
Yeah, yeah. This
ranged
is
weapon.
Reggie, who's just been sitting by the docks, like lazily carving and stuff, and had the fishing line just wrapped around his toe, like old school freaking hobo fishing. And yeah, he'd totally be skipping rocks across the water all the time.
Okay, so I've given
Trying to
you
get it
a
not
rock.
untrained. I'm trying to get it not untrained.
You know what? I really like the description there of Mariner skipping rocks. I think untrained is fine. I'm leaving the damage at D2, which I think is fair.
But it's still trained, so I still get to roll a d20.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. You've added,
And
and then I'm targeting
I'll
the.
make the range 20.
Oh, so then he's gonna have to move, huh? Fine.
You could throw it up to 60, but you'll take a -2 penalty for 25 to 40,
No,
and
I'll
one
move.
die
I'll
down.
move within 30, because I saw I was 50 feet away and I have 30 feet of movement, so I have just enough movement to get behind Bunce and chuck a rock.
Excellent.
Nine.
Hey, boy,
That's a
you
miss.
probably need a sling.
Might
You
have helped.
probably need one of these.
It might have helped, but that's Hans and Reggie.
Okay. So next up in a surprise round, we have Eli's gang.
So annoyed with the camera.
All right, Eli is going to see what Hans just did in skewering that poor ant-headed beast man, and is absolutely terrified of snake-headed beast man and salamander beast man. He is going to move behind Dopey and hide because he is terrified.
Okay. And what about old
Buns.
Bunce Gray?
Old Bunce Gray, the old man, is going to look at Reggie and go, you know what? I would tell you to look at this, but honestly, I'm only good 1 out of 10 times. And he's gonna wind up the sling, and he's gonna sling it at Snake-Headed Beast Man. How do I select the tokens?
hover-
You hover it and press T.
Or right click and hit the target button.
It is not letting me right click.
Okay, well then
Oh,
don't do
hang
it
on,
that
let me
way.
click on my character. There we go. I think I got it. All right. I'm too far. It's not a melee weapon. My sling is registered as a melee weapon. Oh wait, never mind. Here we go. Why is it negative? Oh, whatever. 11 misses.
It would miss, but right now this guy is like still very chilled out. They've started to take some notice of their friend getting skewered next to them, so they're probably not going to be chill much longer. But as of now, they're still kind of like half stoned, sauntering out of the incense cloud that you've created. So that will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
I will roll a d4. I'll do 2 damage.
Okay, and that sling bullet hits him right between the eyes, and he's definitely not chill anymore. Oops, I didn't mean to unadd him to the combat. He's definitely not chill anymore. But he is very injured. He's looks like he's struggling to remain conscious right now, and I believe that will take us to Bailey's gang.
Okay. My map just moved. Hold on. Dee. All right, I'm gonna start with Viola. She's right there in the front, and she's right up next to the thingy, the salamander, I believe. She just wants to stab it with a dagger for right now. Was right click on this?
If map is moving, it's me. Just letting you know.
That probably misses.
I found
That does miss.
I found a workaround. It's not my favorite, but it works.
So Viola goes to stab with a dagger and flails wildly. And then Biolage is going to go right up to the front monster, which can I attack from this catty corner position?
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's going to use the flail. That probably doesn't hit either.
Okay. As a reminder, with the flail, you'll be rolling a d16. So the way you should do that
Oh,
is
I
to
apologize.
control click on the d20, and then
Okay.
press -1d.
Control click.
So that's
-1d.
not all that different from the controls in Foundry for doing.
That seems unfair. You can keep my 8 that I rolled the first time.
No, I mean,
Unless
if
you
you
want to
rolled
give me that
a
critical success.
if you'd rolled a
'cause
20
I'm
on the
into it.
d20, I would have made you re-roll because it was the wrong dice. So it's not unfair at all. The correct die is the one that matters. So 1 damage was enough to kill this guy. So go ahead and hit the critical hit thing just in case you get some crazy effect that's like everything dies. Okay, not super relevant, but yes, you do absolutely murk this guy with the flail.
Nice.
Woo!
And I believe you have one more character still.
I do. I do still have one more character who's low in hit points and not necessarily brave. So
Okay.
she's going to move here and pull out her fabric in case somebody gets close to attack. So I don't know if prepared actions are a thing, but the idea is to throw the fabric in the face and smash him with her staff if she has to get in a fight with somebody.
Awesome. Okay, so Tie-Dye's standing there with the fabric, ready to try to blind someone with it, basically. All right.
Exactly.
And Gojo's gang.
Yep. So Dopey is going to look very confused at how quickly these guys are dropping. Move here. Let's see. Take a swing with the mace. And miss.
Again,
Oh.
this one is still very chilled out in this surprise round, so that will actually hit.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
is their AC being lower in the surprise round? Is that
Yes.
and is that the mechanic, or are you just favoring us because of our setup?
I'm favoring you because of your setup. I'm
Okay.
having them all be a little lower AC. They'll have lower attack too if they survive long enough. Although this will be the end of them being chilled out, actually.
Right.
'cause 2 of
I'm
them
just
are
curious
dead.
about the mechanics of it.
All right, so that's a D6, no modifier. For 1 damage.
Okay.
And Dopey will back up behind Viola.
Okay, and that leaves Gojo.
Gojo, also very confused about why these guys are dropping, is going to approach, and that will end his turn.
All right, and that brings us back to Hans and the gang. Hans and Red.
Yeah, well, Hans is going to. Can I come? I'll come right here with him and try and fork this guy up. Does a 9 hit?
A 9 does not hit.
Darn. Okay. And then Reggie will also try and chuck a rock again, because... Wait. Nope. He can get... Can you move this mook body right here? He's feeling a little bit more courageous, seeing as how... there's lots of bodies, and he still has movement to come in and come out. So he'll go ahead and try and use his dagger. And that's an 8.
And that will miss as well.
But he still has 10 feet of movement. Ba-blam.
Okay.
Because he is a coward.
And This salamander-headed beastman seems to snap out of whatever trance he was put into after being smacked by a mace, and is going to try to get to Dopey, which means he has to go through Viola. So he is going to try to stab Viola with the spear in his hand.
Ooh! I think that'll hit you, sweetie.
Ooh!
Oh, fuck! Oh!
As he just stabs through Viola's heart and lifts her into the air, and she slides down the spear before he tosses her to the side and advances towards Dopey.
Now everybody has lost one character.
Yep.
She definitely goes down like screaming, but she tries to do it melodically. Ah!
Part of your world.
She's
no,
not a mermaid, bro.
I forgot exactly where the ropes were from last session, but somewhere around here is the beast.
Yes.
The Beastman champion
You're
runs
pinging
over
exactly
and
where Hans climbed up.
grabs one in each hand and kind of slides down to the bottom and turns his attention toward you all. As he barks orders to the ones on the top, who all also run over to the ropes, but I'm gonna say he was taking his turn to do that, so he's occupying the ropes for now. But they're all gonna start rappelling down next turn as well. And now we have Eli's gang.
Oh. Eli finds himself a little scared. He's gonna move over next to the horse corpse and just like motion towards the horse corpse. You eat, no kill. You eat, no kill.
Roll a personality check.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
He says, I eat your heart.
Negative personality.
Yes, eat the heart. Yes, eat the heart. Eli will start cutting out the heart of the horse. That is what he's going to do.
The heart specifically has already been cut out of this horse.
He is going to keep. He doesn't know that. He's going to keep looking for it. He's going to eventually. He's going to crawl into the horse's corpse to hide.
He's pulling out random organs. Heart. Okay.
And I thought it smelled bad on the outside.
No, right.
Okay.
All right.
What is Bunce going to do?
Bunce is backing the fuck up. And Bunce is going to let us sling out on. I got 5 more feet. There we go. All right. Bunce is going to let us sling out. Fuck, man. He's going to let us sling out on the Beast Champion.
Okay, let me just check the range of your sling. 40, 80. So from this range, you're good. No penalty.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, nice.
Hey, that's a
It
nice
hits.
roll.
Nice. Let's roll some of that sweet damage. How about some 4? Whoop, 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 whoop.
So that clearly, it breaks one of his horns and he lets out a scream of pain. You're certain that hit would have killed any of the lesser beastmen, but this one seems to have the gumption to continue to fight on.
Everyone
With a quivering voice. With a quivering voice, I say, Reggie, that's how you do it! Don't do it like that unless you want to get murdered! And I will end my turn there.
Okay, and Bailey, whose trio's down to 2, what would you like to do with your gang?
The smaller enemy still alive in front of us that just killed Viola, right?
Correct.
Okay. My Elijah's like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. He's gonna move forward and hit with a flail, and it was control. Like, -1. Oh dear. I'm sure that does not hit.
Yes, unfortunately, that will miss. But we still have
Okay, so she's
tie-dye.
gonna literally flail with the flail, and if it's all right, move back 5 feet
Sure, yeah, you
away
definitely
from the
haven't used all your
enemy.
movement yet.
I like
I
how
can't quit
I like how
moving.
Biolage turned into a Southern debutante for like 2 seconds when she was like, "Oh hell no!"
I don't know if it has permissions or something. It's not letting her move Biolage.
um, I saw it
I was
change to
clicking
free
the wrong
movement a
one.
moment
Sorry, that
ago,
was
but
my bad.
were you on
Literally was clicking on Hans, just so you're aware. That was a me problem.
that would do it.
Keep your
Okay.
hands off me.
Tie-dye is definitely scared of this big dude. So Bunce looks real protective. This seems like a good place to be. Maybe higher?
Oh, I love
Okay.
this.
And that
Okay,
is good.
Dopey and Gojo.
Alright, Gojo's gonna start by pointing to Eli while addressing the champion. You eat, I go?
Okay, personality check.
Trying diplomacy with ravenous, beast, hungry people trying to eat you.
Yeah, Gojo. He seems to be still focused on Eli. He hasn't changed his focus over to you. At least your personality wasn't so bad that you've made him angry enough that he's not going to eat the first person who's failed.
Alright, fair enough. So Gojo will run up here. Dopey, meanwhile, is going to take another swing with his mace. Let's see. -1D. There we go.
Oh
Landed.
no!
And we'll
Okay.
miss terribly, apparently.
The good news is before he gets a chance to go,
Yep,
Hans and Reggie are up.
yep.
And the bad news is this is the perfect time for us to go ahead and take our 10-minute break.
Okay, perfect.
Even better is the lack of reactions. So Dopey's
So-
gonna run.
Whoops, wrong button. So, we will be back in 10 minutes, folks. Stick around, and we will see you for the remainder of this fight, and, I'm hoping we get to level up after maybe surviving this.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
We are still on the road to level 1. We're still just fighting to survive to
There's so much
level
more
1.
death that needs to happen.
I named today's episode. Survive to level 1. That was just Dungeon Crawl Classic Session 2. Survive to level 1.
This is absolutely not the fight to end the level 0 funnel. This is not.
I mean,
Okay.
we got BBG energy coming next.
I'm sure. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in 10 minutes. See you then. Oops, I did that backwards. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And before the break, we had just gotten to what is almost the climax of a battle. God, man, this is such a rough game, man. Just looking at what we still have to accomplish with 2 hit points to our names. Like, fuck. We're all gonna die. And to get to that death, let's kick it back over to our guest GM, the adventurous GM, Dominic. It is your turn to take over and tell us how we're all going to die. And then I think it's my turn in the initiative.
It is. So yes, Hans, pitchfork in hand, stares down the last beastman of the chilled ones who unbarred and walked out of the door. Meanwhile, Reggie is kind of attention split between the giant one that just repelled down the wall.
No, trust
and
me.
the other one.
I want to say, no, Reggie's attention is not split. He sees that thing, and I usually lead with Hans, but I'm leading with Reggie this time. First thing Reggie's going to do is he's going to look at these fallen bodies, and are there any ranged weapons on any of these bodies?
They all just have spears.
Spears?
Which are not ranged weapons.
Darn it. Okay, well, that doesn't change his plans. It just makes it less, a little bit disappointing. Reggie's gonna run in to the room here. And then I see how these stairs are. It looks like I see a pair of doors here. And I'm not worried about the doors. But I'm gonna look around the room. What else is in this room? And still looking for a ranged weapon if possible. Even if it's just a sling or something.
One thing you see as you look around in the room is
more of them.
Many dead bodies that, as I described before last week, that have been chained up and some have their entrails pulled out. Some look like they've just been poked to death, including the body of the man who recruited you for this task, Damon Scheinbreilica. However, you see 4 still coughing, and these are 4 people you recognize from town. One was an elven navigator. Reggie's the mariner, right? You probably worked with him in the past.
He's a mariner.
One is an elven forester. One was the tax collector, and the last one was the weaver.
And the stairs go up, around, and they are chained along the stairs?
Correct.
All right. I am going to... I'm going to move to the first guy. I had enough movement to do that, right? Left?
Yeah, you were... Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's like 5 feet extra. I'm not going to fuss about it.
Okay, cool. And I'm going to start trying to undo this guy's bindings.
Okay, it's fairly easy to do. They weren't locked or anything like that. You just have to undo the clasps, and he falls. And this one was the elven navigator.
I will try and help him. Like, I mean, I'm a halfling, so like, I'm not gonna be very great at catching a full-sized human. But Reggie will try to brace his fall, but at the same time, he's going to put his finger to his lips and go, shh, right? Just don't make sure that he knows that I don't want baddies know that I'm freeing the prisoners.
Okay, and this man, who it will be up to you to name, you can think about that once your turn is finished, is now part of your gang. And by man,
fuck
I mean
yes!
Man.
I love that, and I will name him Torbold.
Horbold.
Torbold with a T.
Horbold.
No, Torbold.
Horbold. That was a real Starbucks barista moment.
We've got a coffee for Goldbrock. That's not what I said at all.
Hey,
Got a
that's a
coffee
great way to
for,
name a character, though. If you just like go up there, you mumble something when they ask you what the name is, and then you wait until they say something that vaguely remembers it, and you're like, "That's my next character. Perfect. Thank you, ma'am."
I will say I have never had the Starbucks order problem. Nobody has spelled Dave wrong.
That would be impressive.
but I have had problems when I'm like other names. My last name, I have all kinds of problems. But that's beside the point. Anyway, so Torbold is now part of my gang. Does he have any levels, or he's a level 0 also? Uh-oh. Did we lose me?
No, we can still hear you, Dave, but
Dom?
We can still hear you.
we're still in Discord.
Oh, DM, my DM.
No. Oh, yeah,
Uh-oh.
he is. He's still in Discord. And he's registering online. Ruh-roh.
He's not the DM, he's the judge.
I feel like our judge isn't here. That means that we can skip the Beastmen champion's turn, and we can just go to the next person in initiative who's still alive, since our judge is not here. And
Well, I'll tell you
Eli
what I will
absolutely take his turn.
Did he? Let me see. Did he finish adding him to my gang?
Hans still hasn't attacked before.
Yeah, Hans still has his
Yeah.
action to do while
Right.
Dominic.
And his action is just going to be to try and kill this last little guy. But yeah. So.
Okay, sorry
Oh,
about that.
hey, he's back.
There we go.
Welcome back. We weren't conspiring against you, we promise.
Okay, so, but my question was, Torbold, he's a level 0 also, I'm guessing, yes?
Correct.
Okay, and is he, does he have any equipment on him?
He does, and you should be able to see. But our listeners, he has a short bow, a spyglass, and what was the last one?
Oh, hell yeah. So does that mean Torbold can act on this
And
turn?
oil. Sure.
Cool.
Oh.
So before I do anything else, if I'm allowed the time to do the narrative necessary for this, Reggie will tell Torbold that he's going to keep trying to release the rest of these captives, but we're not out of the woods yet, Elf. And Torbold nods, gathers his gear, and is going to be providing cover for Reggie as Reggie moves up along. Now, Reggie's already used all of his movement, but Torbold still has a turn. Let's go over to Hans, though, where Hans is just going to really simply just try and attack this motherfucker with his pitchfork, because that has worked out fairly well in general.
Yeah, it has.
Hey, that's a 14 to hit
Okay, and that will hit.
for
Max damage.
max
Oh, man.
damage.
And you absolutely annihilate
Impale
this
this guy, and like literally gonna like lift him up on the pitchfork and then hurl him off in righteous anger for the fallen comrade that this one killed. And says that's for which was the one that you that died, Tie-Dye?
Viola.
Viola, yeah. So for Viola, and then like just like puts the with his massive 17 strength, just launches the this last, what was it, a salamander, as far as he can, and then is going to use his movement to join his brothers in arms over here, knowing that this other Beastman champion is likely heading for that group. Then Torbold, finally, is going to move up. 5, 10, 15. He said Reggie is going to be the one to unlock these dudes, so he's just gonna get ahead, move, and then ready in action to shoot the next fucking bad guy he sees.
Okay. And for what it's worth, the bad guys haven't seemed to notice Reggie and Torbold gathering up the gang yet. They seem focused on following the
All of
orders
these people have
of the
problems.
Beastman champion,
Good.
who is going to run up
All of them are going to go right for me.
and swing at Eli.
Yeah, but you over the table, you know that they're about to get a surprise from behind.
I apologize, but an 8 actually misses.
Nice. As he just cleaves into the horse that you're crawling inside of. You see the axe sink into the horse you're in, but it
Oops.
does miss.
Nice.
Um,
Okay. I'm gonna have to
So
recenter
two
things.
of the beastmen slide down the ropes and then start making their way towards the group. However, while the beastman champion gestures towards you and then seems to be gesturing toward the well. And then the last one only has movement to slide down the rope. And now we have... Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped Eli and the gang.
Hey! Eli is going to sneak his head out of the wound that the Beastman just opened up and say, "Is this a heart? Is this..." And he's going to offer it to the Beastman, trying to make a wanting to do like another personality check to try and like offer organs to the Beastman because he can't find the heart because he doesn't know what it looks like.
Okay. Roll a personality check.
Oh shit!
How's that feel?
Okay.
How's a critical success feel?
So the champion smiles, leans down, bites the organ out of your hand, gestures to the vulture who just slid down the rope to you and then to the well, and is saying something you can't understand, of course. But it seems
Eli
to
is a
be...
sage. Could I get a possible
yeah, go
negative
for
2
it.
intelligence check?
Nope. Just go intelligence with the D20.
A 12.
Okay. You know that the Beastman seems to accept your offer to acquiesce to him and the gift of organs, and isn't going to kill you, but does want that vulture to drag you to the well over there to become one of them.
Eli will absolutely do what the vulture wants, and Eli will spend his movement. I can't grab Eli. He's inside of that horse, I think. Could you? Thank you.
Eli got
That's
stuck in the horse and is trying to.
Oh
hold
god,
on,
that's
maybe
so dirty. I can't find Eli. He's inside of a horse, I think. That is just out of context. The best fucking thing that has been said on this show in a while.
Eli's going to ignore the vulture coming out. Eli's just going to feel like he's being motioned towards the well by the champion and be like, "Yeah, okay, I'll go to the well. I don't know what's going on."
Okay, awesome. And what will Bunce do?
Bunce is going to take a. So, what is the sling's weapon distance? I think you said it was 40, 30? Right?
It's I keep checking the melee one. It's 40, 80, 160. So yeah, within 40, there's no penalty.
All right, hang on. I want to figure out where. God damn it! The screen keeps moving on me. Sorry, hang on. 40 looks like right there, which I believe is within range. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, I think. 30. make sure that I'm still within range. I am. Cool. Bunce is gonna keep just throwing shit. He's actually gonna throw a hoof. If that makes you happier, he's gonna throw a hoof.
From the sling. Nice.
I'm not throwing hands, I'm
Yeah.
throwing hooves.
Come on. All right, we'll
That's
throw a sling.
freaking great.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Just taking a horse
Hang on.
hoof and
All
using
right,
it as a
control.
weapon. I love it.
Click. There we go. Okay. There we go. Roll.
Hey, not bad.
Nice.
There we go. All right, cool. And the to hit is a D4 plus 2. Roll it out, baby. 3.
Okay, the hoof hits him pretty square, almost enough to take him down, but he's bleeding from the mouth. He's wobbling back and forth, but he's still filled with rage and hunger, with eyes trained on your allies.
Okay.
Okay, the vulture's
I
already
don't
gone.
think I don't think Eli has anything that he can do like aggressively, so I think that's the end of it.
Okay, and that will lead us to a tie-dye and Birage.
So Biolage is going to be a little bit selfish right here and collect her best friend's ukulele before she does anything else. So I'm going to spend this turn looting.
Okay.
She's looting her own corpse.
I'll also take
I
a
can't
grappling
argue.
hook and a ukulele if that's cool. Don't care about
Yep.
the copper. You can leave that on the floor.
Okay, and looted it is. And
And
what is
then-
tie-dye going to do?
Tie-dye remembers there was weapons in the one room that Biolage came out of with weapons and is wondering if there's anything else in there. So she's going to duck her head into that doorway where the ooze was.
And it seems as though you all have very thoroughly looted that room.
All right. Then she's going to come back up and go behind Bunce because he seems like a safe person to be behind. As far as I can move, I don't know. I don't think I have as much movement to get behind this. Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay. Gojo and Dopey are up
Yep.
next.
Go, Joe.
I know, right? All right.
We should all start cheering Gojo so that he attacks him and does the 1 point of damage to kill him, and Gojo just gets a huge ego boost. So Gojo just charges into the next fight like, I am the supreme badass.
Oh, tell me I'm too far. All right, there we go. Let's see. Come on, open. There we go.
Oh no! And please go ahead and click that fumble button for me.
Oh.
And Gojo, you approach everyone's chanting Gojo, Gojo as you approach. However, your cowardly nature does take over, and you fumble the weapon once you feel the hot, stinky breath of this Beastman champion on your neck.
And Gojo's just gonna fuck run. Dopey, on the other hand, is going to do similar. Close the distance and take a swing with. I'm gonna swing with the all.
Give it your all, Dopey.
Hey!
Hey!
High damage. Come on.
Come on.
God damn it.
Oh.
One is enough as you climb up this thing's back as it faces down Gojo and just rapidly stab it with the awl, bringing it down.
Oh, wow.
With this, the other beastmen seem horrified with your combat prowess. They never believed that this champion would be taken down, and all kind of drop their weapons and slowly back away towards the gate, looking to flee the keep if you will let them.
If they flee in this direction over here, they're about to get shot.
They were angling to flee towards the main gate, but I mean, if you guys want to kill them, it's your prerogative.
Reggie. Reggie is going to be focused on freeing the rest of these guys. Torbold is going to come back around and come over to here. And weren't there dudes over here, or did they all jump down?
They all jumped down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then he would just start trying to pick them off with his short bow from up here.
Okay, and just roll one attack for me, just for fun.
Okay. I'll target this dude, right? That's a bad guy?
Yep.
Or you can't see who I'm targeting. That's a bad guy?
I can see, yep.
Okay. So Torbold is going to shoot him. Out too far. What? It said too far for a melee weapon when I clicked the short bow.
You have to go down to where it says ranged weapons, because it shows up in melee and ranged.
I see weapons and then weapons modified. I see 2 short bows when I see 3 short bows now.
Yeah, I don't think the short
I have
bow's
all
meant
the
to
short
have a
bows.
melee option.
I have all the short bows. Okay. That was fun. All right, let's try that again. Short bow. And that is a hit. Yes, an 18.
Yep, absolutely. And roll the damage.
And I clicked. Click. It said click the damage. I'm clicking. No damage is happening. It's a D6 plus what?
I think just a raw D6.
Isn't it? No, it doesn't get an agility bonus. That sucks. It's still not clicking, so I'll just do a D6 on the dice tray.
Hey,
4.
not bad.
Okay, and you drop that one, and with that, I will say just cinematically, the rest of you see this elf kind of jump up onto the ramparts and just start raining arrows down on these retreating beastmen, with clearly some rage in his eyes, and is able to pick off the rest as they run away.
Eli's going to call at him. They surrendered in Elven. They surrendered. Should we not let them go?
How would Torvald... I haven't really established Torvald's personality yet. He's an Elven Elven navigator. So he's been on the high seas, dealt with some stuff before.
What's his alignment?
Lawful. But
So is Eli. And Eli's a sage.
but then again, I didn't get to pick his alignment. That's just what it was chosen for me. Default. If I get to choose, I'm gonna go with neutral.
Yeah, you do get to choose. That's
Okay.
That's something that's not rolled.
Okay, so I would say he is neutral then, and he would not shout his response from the rampart. He would wait until they got closer, and he would speak in Elvish to the elf who spoke to him. You have no idea what they did to us. And meanwhile, while that's happening, as I said, Reggie is coming over here and freeing the next guy. And I don't know if it was just like, a really cool thing you awarding me the one guy, but I sure as hell do not want a gang of like 5 people. So if you're going to be giving out these NPCs to people, then there's enough for everybody to get one more.
Yep.
And replace
Bailey,
the one
Naga,
they
and
lost.
Vexen each roll 1d100.
All right.
I'm just going to be generous and say everybody should get one. I ain't going to loot the NPCs.
All right. 67 for me.
Okay, let me see everyone's checks. This is to decide picking order. So
Woo!
Bailey with
71.
the 71. Just waiting
Just
for one
coming
more.
in barely ahead of him.
I'll take last.
This is golf.
Okay.
Lowest score is best, right?
So Bailey, you have first choice. Without seeing their stats, your choices are an elven forester, a tax collector, or a weaver.
I choose the forester.
Okay, an elven forester headed to Bailey's gang. Let me make you the
We got
owner.
a bunch of elves up in this biatch now.
No, it's elved out of our gourds. Okay, and Naga, I believe you are next. Would you prefer the tax collector or the weaver?
Let's go with the tax collector.
Okay. And that will leave Vexen the weaver.
What is this? Is this a lootable or something? I drove all I dragged all the tokens over so that all of the new people would be seen on camera.
It's hidden. You
Sorry.
see it because you're the GM.
Well, at least whatever I dragged over, it was hidden so they didn't see it.
Correct.
I didn't see that was a token. I thought it was part of the map. It actually blends in right with the map where it's at. But yeah.
Hey, there we go.
We now have the entire gang in the center of the camp. Well, hold on. No, never mind. Bunce, Eli, and Tie-Dye are all freaking, doing their own thing up there. Let's bring them into the camera. The gang's all here.
Do I have the permissions for the Weaver?
I believe he's working on adjusting those right now.
Yeah.
That's
There
not
you
bad.
go. Okay, I think everyone has ownership of their token now. So once you name yourself, I just have to make that adjustment on the token and then redrag. Right now they don't have vision and stuff, but I fixed it on the prototypes.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's an easy thing to forget. GMing in Foundry is when you make those changes to a token, you got to adjust the prototype token, or it fucks everything up. You make all the changes on the actual board token, then you try and drag that character out to another thing, and everything's all messed up because you had the old token.
There we go.
Talking
All
shop
right,
to fill in the silence.
I changed the Weaver's name. The Weaver's name is Nitro.
Nice.
I feel like a fucking 16 intelligence with a 1 HP.
I mean, I ain't gonna fault you none. I ain't gonna fault you none, but because it's your character, but it is a bit anachronistic because they didn't know what nitrogen was then.
They didn't, but I've got an 8 stamina. So I'm literally gonna pop off once and then, not be there no more.
I've got a legendary burpee.
If you survive though, 16 agility, 16 intelligence is a decent wizard setup. Big if with 1 hit point, but
Also would still make sense for a wizard. Although you do get more HP when you gain a level, right?
yes.
Is it a significant amount? I mean, I'm asking questions. I'm really anticipating the level up process since we haven't gotten to that yet.
It depends on the class. I think that cat like wizards actually don't get that much, but
I mean, that would fall in line with traditional RP.
yeah.
Jeez.
I'm going to name my Elven Forester Noble Fur.
Oh, I love that.
You took Forrester literally.
I also did biology fiber. I did tie-dye for my clothes dyer.
I caught that one.
Did you not see him there?
I'm trying to remember a time
And Veal
in
was
my
strings for the
life,
min.
as long as I've known you, the only times I've never not seen you have something tie-dye on was when you were in a work uniform.
That is
You are, you are,
almost 100%
like,
true.
y'all
I feel
don't
like I
know.
used to wear a
Y'all
lot of
don't
sweatshirts
know
with a
how big
tie-dye,
of
so
a
I can say.
hippie. Y'all don't know how big of a hippie Bailey is in real life. She is the most barefootedest freaking armpit hairiest, goddamn weed smokingest in the woods dancing naked hippie I've ever met in my goddamn life. And that's a compliment. I'm not coming down on you.
But that makes me for a Nerf in real life if I was going to pick a race that wasn't human.
Okay, Naga, do you
No.
have a name for your tax collector?
Yes,
Oh, this will be good.
Belial Dumorn.
Nice. Belial. Tax collector. Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig it.
I mean, how
Excellent.
could I not give him an evil name?
I would have probably gone with something a little bit more punny, but that's me.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So we have a slew of new peasants that you all have rescued from one horrible fate, most likely just to cast them into another.
Right.
Now the tower here that you all were just fighting in, aside from the bodies that were chained up that you have freed, uh,
Well, Reggie does remember that there was a door or two over yonder.
there, yep, there's a door to the north that it open. It's a large door, but you can open it. It's not locked or anything, and it does seem to lead to a set of stairs that go down into the darkness, into the heart of whatever chaos has spawned this vile keep.
Since Hans seems to be so willing to charge in headfirst to everything, Reggie will call out, Hans, found some stairs.
There is also gore-covered furs hanging on the walls and piled on the floors. And you see, as you search through, as you like go up and you unlock the people, you notice just fleas and lice scattering among the gore-covered furs.
You said that my elf dude had oil.
Yes.
I mean, it would be fun. I had a fun thought to just like spread oil all over the infested furs and then just like light it on fire and get rid of the infestation. But I don't know. That oil would probably be better served for something else other than just wasting on getting rid of some fucking lice. So not doing that. And then what?
I was just going to say, Damon Steinbreilica is chained up. He does seem to have passed away, but he is wearing studded leather armor and has a longsword on his hip.
I did want to. Reggie would have looted the corpse if it wasn't for the prisoners that needed to be freed first. So
Okay.
I think he would have had the first opportunity to check out Damon's corpse.
Sure.
And Reggie doesn't need the sword, but the studded leather, holy shit. He would definitely like to be harder to hit.
And
So-
Gojo will offer a torch if Hans wants to take point.
He's going to lead with his pitchfork, and he's still got the sensor as well, because that may still be necessary, who knows, and 2 of the incense. He's going to ask you to just keep the light at his back, right?
Did we get more than one bow?
I don't think so.
Just the one that came with the elf, Torbold.
Okay.
Although the forester might have a bow for starting up, and nope, staff.
Yeah,
no, the Forcer
that.
didn't get that
But
bow.
I thought
I thought
Torvald
said he had like
three
3 bows.
No, that was just when Dom was adjusting my character sheet. And for a moment, I had 3 bows in my inventory.
I see.
I see.
So,
Um,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
but
I'm
if the party is amenable to proceed to clear out this place, because Hans is determined to vanquish the evil, which was our quest signed by God. He really believes in this God quest bullshit. And so he's going to lead down the stairs pitchfork first, if you know what I mean. So both hands on the pitchfork, and it's going before the tines are going ahead of him every step that he takes.
I
So
wanted to
I wanted to
ask a little bit more about the
furs and other crap on the ground real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
absolutely.
Is
Is
there anything
there anything
viable
viable to
as,
use
like,
as like
rope
rope
type
type
thing, like
thing, like
trails
entrails
or
Hold up,
like,
hold up, hold up. Joe, you gotta mute while she's talking. You're in the same room. Crazy overlap. Didn't understand a word you said, Bailey.
I'm so sorry. I have a grappling hook on my character sheet. I have no rope for it. Is there anything that I could use viably as rope, like beast entrails, or the ropes that these people were dangling from when they were tied to the side of the wall?
Yeah, those vines seem pretty strong, and you could definitely gather 50 feet worth of rope from those vines.
My
Fantastic.
question
Then I would
is
like to add that to Biologic's character sheet for her grappling hook. That's really all. Thank you.
In D&D, grappling hook, doesn't it like have a rope attached to it as part of the grappling hook?
Maybe. I don't think in this game it
I was
does.
told no.
Oh, okay. Because it doesn't make sense
Could
for you
be
to have a
wrong.
grappling hook and not rope, if it's something you started with.
It's a fair point, but also it's like I think that you're supposed to like have to collaborate with your team.
That's fair too.
But
That's why I didn't mind the judgment when I was told last week. You probably don't have rope for that grappling hook, so if you throw it, you're throwing it. I was like, oh, okay. Let me find some rope.
Oh, hey, GM's rule is GM's rule.
yeah, I know. It's the Pathfinder mindset. In Pathfinder, it does not come with the rope until you attach one. That's why it was like that in my head. But I think you could make either call, and it would make sense. Okay, so does anyone else want to do anything upstairs in the keep before you all descend?
I do want to ask, not necessarily do anything, but I want to ask, is before descending, is there any spot of the keep we haven't explored? It looks like we got most of it. That caldera, I mean, we haven't explored it, but it's a fucking caldera. But we haven't checked out that well, right? Remember,
Eli wants to. Eli's going to the well.
Okay.
That's what Eli was going to do during the combat when he was motioned over there. He doesn't stop. He just goes to the fucking well.
Excellent.
All right, I'm gonna move the camera to the well then. Head on over.
So this is it's a barren ridge of black stone that just rises over the top of the overgrown weeds in the courtyard, and it's marked with eerie sigils on the top of the stone. There's a stout block and tackle frame that supports a single thick chain that plunges into the inky blackness. A soft moan rises from the well, like a faint cry for help.
Eli will set down his possessions and he will start to like pull the chain up.
I am getting Tomb of Horrors vibes right now. Oh my god.
Let's see. It looks like I've got line of sight.
Give me a will save as you pull up on the chain.
Ooh.
Will? All right. Okay. How does that work for you?
13.
13. So you peer down into this well and you start pulling on the chain. As you look down, you see the well kind of, it looks like the bottom is falling away from you, and you feel this strange kind of rapture of the deep desire to jump in. But
Damn.
somehow the fool Eli is able to resist, and you're pulling on the chain, which is like pulling you down, and then you start pushing on the chain, which is pushing you away. You pull on the chain again. Eventually you're able to pull the chain up enough to see something on the bottom, and what you see is a body, a living body that looks like it's halfway through transforming into a sort of like you've cracked open a caterpillar that's halfway into transforming into a moth. This head comes up, and you just see its lips receding, and these saber-like fangs. Its teeth are halfway between human teeth and cat saber-toothed tiger-like fangs. And one eye is the eye of a human, the other eye is the slit eye of a cat.
Eli is going to scruff this mangy animal. He's going to scruff it. Do you know what I mean by scruff? Like grab it behind the neck and just pick it up like it's a kitten. Eli is going to reach out, like once he gets it close enough, he's going to reach out and he's going to scruff it and pick it up.
And that was the last we saw Eli.
And that was the last we saw of Eli.
And it seems to still have the mind of a human, at least mostly, as it's kind of meowing and in this strange feline, but eventually human enough voice to understand. It's saying, "Kill me! Kill me!"
Eli kills it.
Oh wait!
No, Eli kills it. Eli kills it. Eli just okay.
Okay,
I just snaps his neck.
I didn't want to interrupt things, but I was going to say that Hans was going to mosey over because I had a thought that the incense might have an effect on this evil, haunted, chaotic well.
Okay, that's fair. As you walk up, you see Eli like scruff up this thing, and then it makes a sound, and Eli goes, "Okay," and just kills it.
Well, could I attempt, I don't know, personality check or something to say, "Whoa, no, stop, don't." I don't want to take your agency away.
Check.
I don't want to take your agency away, though.
No. If the DM says absolutely you can, then absolutely you can influence Eli. He is a very influenced character. That's why he was like, "Okay, you want to die? Okay."
3.
Yeah, Hans, he's the fool Eli is far too focused on this strange creature he's drawn up from the well, and it snaps its neck, smothers it or something before you're able to get close enough.
I snap its neck and hand it to you.
That doesn't change what I was going to do, but Hans is very disappointed. I'm still going to take out the censer and light my second cone of incense, and I don't think I can save this thing's life, but I was hoping maybe the incense could stop the transformation or cleanse the well. So now that the freaking hybrid dying mangy whatever is dead, I'm just gonna start waving that censer over the well and just Hans will just start walking around the well, waving the smoke, chanting something that he remembers from church. I mean, he's a farm boy, but he still went to church every day like a good farm boy. Or not every day, every Sunday. And is going to just try and remember some prayer from church, even though he's not a priest, and see if the incense and the censer has any effect on this cursed and haunted well.
Could Eli give like a help action because he's an elven sage and potentially make a intelligence check to, as he's walking away after killing this thing, be like saying like a last rites in like a religion that he remembers partially? Would be a possibility to give Hans a addition to his check?
Sure.
Do I have to make a
Absolutely.
check
So,
do I have to make a check to wave smoke around a big hole?
No, I think you can successfully do that without a check. Are you
Okay.
going? You do hear some gurgling in the well. Will you look down to see what the effect is, or
Um,
not?
Sure.
Okay, we'll save.
This is what I actually wanted him to have the bonus to from what I was saying with the religion
Yeah.
Sure.
check.
Okay. We'll save with an additional +2 bonus.
So a 5.
Hans, you look down, and the smoke has appeared to draw more of these half-transformed bodies to the surface. A couple of them you may even recognize of having been from your village, and they're calling out to you, asking you to come kill them as well. And Hans does not resist the urge and tries to pitch himself over and into the well. Now, Eli, since you are nearby, you get a reflex save.
Fuck.
I will spend luck before that even. Never mind. I don't need
forgot
to.
about luck. I don't think it would have mattered.
It doesn't matter. It's a nat 20.
Okay, you, Eli,
Eli
you
just-
were expecting this as it happened to you, and yeah, please narrate.
Eli, as he's holding this like half-formed kitty person that he just, strangled
Put
or
to
whatever you want
rest.
to call it, as he walks back saying the last rites, all he hears is a slight ruffle of cloth and just reaches out and grabs Han's foot and pulls him back from what he knows is going to happen. And Han just was looking at the well and then all of a sudden was not and just feels a hand let go of his foot. And as he turns around, he just sees Eli walking back saying this last rites to this body.
Can I offer an addition to that?
Absolutely.
Eli's doing the last rites. Iesu Domine. Haunts in the face with a piece of wood.
Pulls him back to smack him in the face with a piece of wood.
Monty Python references never get old.
No, they don't.
Okay.
You
so,
do, however, see Hans as you're being pulled away from the well. You see those bodies that were becoming beastmen, just kind of as an answer to the sensor, dissolve into nothingness, and you hear the moaning and cries for help stop. The well still seems infinitely deep and dark and draws away from you as you peer into it, but you do feel as though you've had some positive effect by giving it this christening of incense.
So I guess like whoever was down there getting transformed is now at least out of their misery.
Absolutely.
Okay. That would be satisfying for Hans. There's got to be something else, some other evil that is still making this well evil. So, he would be back to his original plan of trying to find the evil. And is there any other thing around that other than this, door to the next staircase that has not been investigated or explored?
Well, I mean, the courtyard itself, it's overgrown and grassy and large, and no one as of yet has taken time to kind of comb through it. And also there is the fallen kind of mishmash, fallen Jenga tower of blocks and the wall in the northwest.
I feel like, we could be out here hours searching through undergrowth for whatever. And that is something that could be handled if we survive cleansing this place. So Hans is not inclined to waste time scouring the fields. And if we put those souls to rest, he's ready to go explore downstairs. And we'll wait for everybody else to decide what they're ready to do.
After collecting the last of the things that she's trying to look for to make a rope, Biolage will join the group. Tie-Dye will willingly stand at the very back of the group. And Noble Fur just disappeared.
Right. Where?
She has invisibility. I don't know.
So that will bring up all the people.
It was right there.
I just moved Noble Fur
Oh, it
into
was
the
removed
room.
for me. All right, thank you, whoever moved her for me. She,
No problem.
She wants to just go right here. That'll be fine. We're ready. Let's do this as a group, you guys. Teamwork makes the
Okay.
dream.
Last call for up here, except not really, because you could always come back. But before I move the map,
Oh, Eli, he's still standing by the well.
He didn't follow Hans when Hans said, "Okay, we've done enough here," and blah blah blah. I mean, I didn't actually
No,
say
he
that out
did.
loud, but
He did. I just haven't had a chance to move Eli. So
I mean,
Eli
we're
will.
going on to a new map anyway. I wouldn't stress about it too much.
yeah, I was about to say that exact same thing. I think he's about to mass transport our tokens.
Let's go.
Again, want to emphasize Hans is leading with the tines of his pitchfork. He if he's going, he's taking something down with him.
And Dopey is right behind Hans, holding the torch up high.
Okay, that actually answers my next question that I was going to have.
Yeah,
So
we have massive marching orders to consider, I'm sure.
So here, it is, obvious we are shrouded in darkness as you go down, like I said. So you should all not be able to see anything. So now I'll put down a torch, and that will not be quite as true. Just give me 1 second here.
I'm still on gray loading. I'm at 99%, but the stream is seeing the blackness you describe.
Yeah.
Great.
Here, I'll just put us to our title screen while you're making changes. Meanwhile, one of the things that we forgot when we did our corporate overlord obligation to Dubby was to remind you to use coupon code PURPLENURPLE on checkout, or go to w.gg/sputtermedia, and you will be able to get 10% off of your order, and we will get 10% of the profits, and you will help support our channel. Thank you very much. So hopefully that filled in some dead air, and it looks like the map is working now. So let's switch on over. Oh, we want... I need to adjust the camera here. Let's try that.
Hey, there we go.
All right.
I am, however, only seeing about half of the tokens.
And there are several tokens that still don't have vision, guy.
There
No,
we
there's
go.
just no light.
Oh, okay. And so there we all are in a hallway, but it looks like the front people need to be a little more up and over.
Got Hans, Dopey, Eli, followed by Reggie, Torbold, Biolage, Noble Fur, Tie-Dye, paralleled by Buns and Gojo. At least that's what I got.
Yep, that's right. So as you make your way down here, the first thing you notice is that the dungeon is dark, as I said, and the air is very cool and wet, like incredibly, especially for
What
the
happened?
nautical amongst us. You get a feeling almost similar to being by the seaside, but just not quite as salty. And as you come down
There we
these
go.
steps, you notice that there are 3 pieces of gold. It would be Hans who would notice them first, or Dopey right behind, or as you go back. If the people in the front choose not to pick them up, there are 3 golden pieces, just shiny and gorgeous. Again, the 1 gold piece is more wealth than either of you and anyone in this group except maybe Gojo imagine they would ever see in their lifetime. And there's 3 of them that just kind of dot a path down this hallway.
It's like a
Well,
trap.
Dopey at least is very suspicious and will point it out to the others in the hopes that maybe one of them takes it, but not take it himself.
Would one of yours take it?
Gojo would. He'd be suspicious as well, but greed would probably win out. And Belial absolutely will.
All right, so
Uh,
I'd like
Eli
just
walks
to,
right past it.
I would like to just orient myself here really quick so I know what's going on. It looks so I'm Hans right here, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the stairs are going down this way, so we curved around from up over here or back here.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then Hans would see this door, yes, before.
It's the secret door. You only see it because you're the GM.
God damn it. Okay, so
What door where?
Hans is looking all around for any sign of anything out of the ordinary as he's coming down these stairs, and you did start my token past the door I didn't see. So
Yes, so just because I needed to fit everyone. But a cursory inspection is enough. The trail of coins seems to lead in this direction anyway. So as you kind of follow that trail of coins and you push on the wall here, you quickly realize that this was a hastily put together false wall that you can just kind of easily push over that leads to another room.
All right, Hans would definitely at least peek his head in first. Again, pitchfork first. But he doesn't want to leave any threats behind us, right? Something could have just like come out of this and followed up behind us and just killed whoever the hell's in the back, Gojo. So he at least wants to confirm that it is safe to pass
yes,
this
it's-
area. And
Before you move inside,
why don't I see anything here? I've got no vision here.
There's no light with you.
Oh, that would explain it. He would wave Dopey over with the torch.
And it does seem relatively safe. It's a narrow hall lined with cut stone blocks like the one you just came from. There's dusty cobwebs hanging from the ceiling, and time itself seems to weigh on this ancient place. It looks like it hasn't been used very frequently in the recent decades. There are a trio of upended chests resting in the shadows near the rear. On the map, you only see one. Don't worry about that. There's 3. That one represents 3.
Got it.
And there are some. Ignore what I said about it seems to not be used. There are some tracks in the dust that record the path of recent looters.
Okay.
I cannot move my token.
Are you on the measurement tool?
Oh, there we go. Now I can.
Oh, now I can see the chest now that the torch is in here. Okay. Hans is gonna call for Regis. Those little fingers are good for getting into or Reggie. Good for getting into and also, possibly inspecting for traps and or whatnot. So Reggie is going to come and thoroughly inspect this chest.
Okay, excellent. So, in the chest and scattered around it, you find as you can see if you loot that item. 2 gold pieces, 13 silver pieces, and 45 copper pieces. As well, I would like you to make an
A something check.
an, an intelligence check. Yeah. And as you were saying, as a mariner, you're used to devices and stuff like that, and
That's not
a,
horrible.
yeah, a 9 gets you there. You notice that the floor of one of these chests, the bottom of the chest, is like obviously too high, like 4 inches too high, and you
false
can
bottom.
find exactly, and you can find a secret compartment in the back.
I would like to check the secret compartment for traps.
Okay, roll another intelligence check.
Oh!
You do not find any traps.
I just opened the secret compartment.
Roll a reflex save.
God damn it, knew it! Fucking knew it. Okay. 7.
Okay, so you take
Anything more than 2, and I'm... Oh, no, I got 3 hit points on Reggie.
you take
Oh!
3 points of damage.
Wait. Oh, wait, you can't spend luck retroactively. You have to declare it, huh?
Yeah.
God damn it. I keep forgetting that luck is a thing in this game.
I mentioned it while we were on break because
You did.
I keep forgetting to, or I would remind you guys. But so you guys see Reggie kind of go to the back of the chest, look very carefully, not find anything, open it, and a scythe just comes out and slits both of his wrists at the veins, and he's just flailing around the room, bleeding all over the place before he collapses dead in the corner.
God damn it. Well, and that's the... I'm back down to 2! You're my boy, Hans! Well, now that Reggie is dead, let's see. Hold up. What was on his? He's a loot pile now, right? What did he have?
Oh, let me loot pilify him real quick.
Oh,
he's got a lot.
yeah. I would like his studded leather to go over to my elven archer guy.
Okay.
And I'll take his longsword too, with the elven archer. The dagger, anybody else can have that. The rock, whatever. And then I don't remember what was in his. Let's see. Oh, the chain and the sailcloth. I think Hans will take the chain. Torbold will take the sailcloth, and I will equally do the math, distribute. Just cut it in 4 ways, and then people can figure out where they go to their own characters. The money.
It's 26 copper. I'm just gonna put it in Torbold's inventory. We don't need to get too precious about 26 copper.
I thought you said there was like two pieces of gold and some silver too.
You left it all in the chest. Someone can go loot the chest.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Oh, right, I wasn't clear. Reggie's 26 copper. Yeah, just put that in Torvald's. But I am talking about the chest. Like, just start distributing the coins. Just whatever the math works out for everybody, for all 4 players to get an equal share.
So I was looking into my character sheet from earlier when I looted my other character's body, and none of the items that were on her body are in my inventory. Did I do it wrong?
Whose inventory should they be in? Tie-dye?
Bylage. She should have a ukulele, an extra dagger, and a grappling hook. And some money, but I don't remember how much it was. 21 copper? 23 copper? 31 copper? Okay, 31 copper, he says.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else in either of these chests that just wiped Reggie the fuck off the map?
Yes. Sorry, just give me a minute. I'm trying to fix the other issue.
Well,
Which this is very strange because the other character's inventory is empty. So you definitely looted it properly. I don't know why it didn't stay with you.
well,
Where did I put? Or did Joe do it on his thing?
Two things, Dominic. First, something seems to
Yeah.
be overlapping Dopey's token. Is that the torch?
That's the torch, yeah.
Okay, cool. And the other thing is the secret compartment on the second chest. Is that still successfully opened?
Yes, it is. It is now open and it is safe.
Okay.
yeah. So whatever else is in there, again, just let the party. We'll figure out what is best for who at the party. But we are coming pretty damn close to our close. If you want to wrap up the session soon and pick up from the death of Reggie next week.
Okay, let's just finish getting this loot distributed.
That sounds
the-
like a plan.
In the bottom of the chest, there is put the things on these backwards. There's one silk tabard with a silver sigil of chaos, and there are 2 black lotus oils. Now, the black lotus oils are very interesting. They will give you 1d10 maximum hit points for 1 hour. After 1 hour, you lose the bonus hit points, and you have to make a DC 20 fort save or take 1d4 damage.
Oof,
Oof, yeah.
that's a risk.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, hell, DC 24, that's practically a guarantee.
DC 20. I might have said 24. I meant DC 20.
Oh, okay.
And Gojo and the tax collector were fighting over the 3 gold on the ground, right? I'll give 2 to Gojo and 1 to Belial.
All right, sounds good.
Wait, aren't you both of those?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're fighting with yourself over money.
Yep.
I mean, his characters totally would. It's a
I mean,
greedy
no,
merchant
I
and a tax
get it.
collector.
I get it, but this is it's just one of those mind-blowing things about this game. Like, there's a situation where, like, hey, it's what my character would do, so you sit in there fighting with yourself.
Oh, Buns
My favorite
is
times of all time are like when DMs have to interact with NPCs by themselves.
Oh my god.
Buns is absolutely going to argue with Gojo and the tax collector about the gold found on the ground and how it's not a part of government property because it's whoever owns the place. However, he will take a stipend to look into it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I would like to arbitrate this, but for its arbitration, I take a retainer.
For an arbitration fee, I want 6 copper. Deal?
Fucking sure.
Now all you gotta go do is
Looks-
find. Now all you gotta do is find a money changer so that you can break the gold coin into copper pieces.
As it happens, Gojo has more than. So yeah, I'll take the 6 copper out of Gojo's. There we go.
Buns looks super excited. Buns will take the super. Where are you? Where's Gojo?
Right there.
Okay. All right.
Y'all
refresh
realize I'm
trade.
taking the hits for you.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And there is one more black lotus oil to loot.
Uh,
Eli will take it.
I was gonna say Hans will take it if nobody else does.
Han should take it. Or else Eli will die.
Well, it is kind of a be useful and then die later potion. So maybe you actually want it on Eli, the character that you don't plan on having survive at all.
Or you use it for the final boss fight so that when you level up, you have HP to lose. That was
An interesting idea
big brain.
too.
Big brain.
26? I said 6, sir.
Yeah, but you're asking
All right.
for it from my corpse.
Oh, fair enough.
You're asking for it from Brutus.
No, you could have changed who I was asking it from. I just clicked on your character. I was right next to you. I mean, I don't care who I get it from. Whichever corpse I get it from is, they're not going to spend it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so you guys
Corpses are
have found this
currency.
secret room and looted it, and yeah, it's 11:53 in my time. It's not anywhere close to that in your guys' time.
No, we
so
are
this
we
is
are
probably
right at. I'll say we are at the 2 hour and 43 mark of broadcast. We've been broadcasting for 2 hours and 43 minutes, so yeah, we're right about that time.
Yeah.
And as we play off, you hear the flickering of in the flame of the torch in an otherwise quiet, dark, musty place, and you see the flames flicker off what looks like it might be a reflecting pool in the next room. It's hard to tell. However, you will find out next week in Dungeon Crawl Classics.
Oh my God, this was. Whew.
Nice.
Man, I'm loving this game, man. This is just insane. The swings, the highs and lows. It's a fucking roller coaster, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it, but I was excited to only have to play 2 characters.
Well, you could always throw this new one into the well.
Yeah, it's not
I
too
haven't
hard to make.
decided if I'm going to throw this one into the well or if I'm going to ditch tie-dye. We'll see.
All right. Let's say our goodnights, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to us. We love you. Want to give a shout out to the new followers we gained this week. Unknown user. Okay, I can't give a shout out to unknown user. Sorry. And then Better Lucky Than Good. Thank you for following us. And we are 2 followers away from 200, guys. Like, tell your friends to check out Sputter Media. If you like it, share us, get some, help us out. We are so close to just hitting that next milestone, and I would love to, hit it next week. So bring out your geeks and check us out next week as we continue session 3 of Dungeon Crawl Classics with our guest GM, the adventurous GM Dominic.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Good night, all.
Good night, friendos.